morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
God bless you. In terms of protocol, I believe that the status quo at this is, I believe in the Vice Chancellor and the my intention. I wrote 400 pages on this subject. You can find not a single article on this subject. But in terms of constraints, I had to reduce it to 192 pages. And if you recall, when I did my inaugural lecture 22 years ago, you remember the name?
Yes, oh, the criminal in all of us.
All of you.
Yes, oh.
That inaugural lecture was 189 pages. So, I have a long way to trek. So I go to straight to business. The title that I have chosen for you is Academicism, Intellectualism, and Perspicacity, and Exploration, and Disquisitional Discourse of a merited professorship in the Nigerian context. Introduction. As the associate editor of one of the leading academic journals in the field of criminal justice around the world, I was asked by the editor-in-chief to offer some comments on the subject from an African perspective. The result was an article titled Africanism, Conscientism, Paternalism, and Western Criminology. The above publication became one of the most cited and acclaimed academic essays written in the global space. The paper was essentially a critique of criminology and criminal justice as seen from the context and lenses of an African scholar. It was published in the International Journal of Applied and Comparative Criminal Justice in 1986. This lecture, the one today, is titled Academicism. There's a difference between academicism and academicism. This one is academicism. One day maybe we will have the opportunity to, in educational philosophy, to come and talk about it. So you know why we have a university. Why is a faculty of science? Why is a faculty of law? There are philosophical underpinnings which people don't know. They just say, this one. And whereas the vice chancellor to organize a debate, I want to participate in it. I always like to engage. So, the title of this lecture is Academicism, Intellectualism, Perspicacity, and Exploratory and Disquisitional Discourse on emeritus professorship in the Nigerian context. It aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the concept of emeritus professorship within the Nigerian university context. It will delve into the history, meaning, evolution, nature, content, characteristics, and purposes of this phenomenon, while assessing its effectiveness in achieving its objective within Nigerian universities. The lecture will also explore the development, dynamics, and operation of emeritus professorship in other contexts, situating its role within the Nigerian university space. Furthermore, to examine whether the original purposes of emeritus professorship have been met and offer suggestions on how to optimize its benefits for all stakeholders. Now, concepts underpinning the topic. The concept of academicism, intellectualism, and perspicacity, implying that scholasticism, and perspicacy are the hallmark of those honored with the prestige and title of a medical professor. It is assumed that the achievements of Ghana through demonstrated and recognized scholarship, administrative acumen, and unimpeachable moral character during their meritorious academic tenure. In essence, elevation to the title of medical professorship represents the pinnacle of an individual's intellectuality, intellectual power, scholarly flourish, scholasticism, and profound eruditeness in academia. Background. In a few, non-existent literature, I just want to be more explained as a few. In the few existing literature, there's a debate on the difference between the terms and title Professor Emeritus and Professor Emeritus and Professor Emeritus and Emeritus Professor. The extant literature suggests that both terms can be used interchangeably, but the former appears to be more used than the latter. It should be noticed, however, that the University of Guinea and all other Nigerian universities prefer the use of the latter to the former. Be that as it may, the title can either be Emeritus Professor or Professor Emeritus. For example, one can rightly and correctly say Emeritus Professor P.E. igbinovia. It's as if I was born with it. See, my initials are what? P. E. Professor Emeritus. Or Professor Emeritus P.E. igbinovia. Or P.E. igbinovia, Professor Emeritus of the University of Guinea. Or P.E. igbinovia, Professor Emeritus of Criminology and Criminal Justice. Professor Emeritus is an important honorary title, recognizing distinguished academic service. To underscore the importance of the post of Emeritus Professorship globally, the Executive Director of the NUC, former one, Professor Abubakar Adamu Rashid, 2016 to 2023, a 201 professor of English, resigned, if you remember, in June 2023 from the exalted position because he said he wanted to return to his base at Bayero University, Kano, to spend his remaining active years in the classroom and eventually retire to be considered for the prestigious position of Emeritus Professor. Defining Emeritus Professor. The word Emeritus comes from the Latin word merere, which means fully earned, to earn, desire, or to serve. The word Emeritus is pronounced emeritus. Professor Emeritus is honorary title, recognizing distinguished academic and scholarly service. It is a title that is given to selected faculty members of the University upon retirement. The title, according to Waziri, is typically conferred on academics who have excelled in their fields of research, teaching and service in the course of their time in the university. And Fred opines that the title is used to communicate professional status and an ongoing relationship with the university. The title, she says, means that the individual was in the past and presumably the tenured professor and continue to have certain rights and responsibility at the institution granting the new title. Note must be made, however, that not all retired faculty have emeritus status. Generally, I want to summarize what I've said. Therefore, in good practice, note that word, in good practice, the prestigious title of emeritus professor entails the following three attributes. One, it is an honorary category of appointment that recognizes the outstanding or significant contribution of a senior professor through long service to both university and the wider academic community in teaching, research extension, and all administration studies in a professional field. Two, the title is generally issued only to those outstanding worthy field professors who are expected to use their mentor status to encourage the individual holder to maintain association with the institution and to continue study Please note, Mr. Vice Chancellor, and scholarly investigation. Three, the title requires the holder to make themselves available at their host institution to supplement its regular strength and help play the role of mentor to the faculty members of their departments. Four, the designation is added to the rank or position upon retirement. And lastly, the title is generally held for life or until one dies. Data methodology. Getting data on the subject matter has been perhaps the most difficult task that I have had to encounter as a researcher. This is so for many reasons. For one, most of Nigerian universities either do not have records of the matter or any idea of a major professor. It's often alien to them or does not exist at all in their books. For example, on November 14, 2024, a senior officer in one of the top universities wrote to me in apparent frustration. Thus, I came back yesterday and made a useless recording system. 6 months, I've been moving between registry and information unit, and there is no record. Furthermore, many university officials are most uncooperative, giving out information on the knockout of simple request to know how many emeritus professors exist in their university. For them, the issue is deemed confidential on matters that ought to be readily available in the public domain or in the library. In the University of Benin, for example, it took me weeks to know and to authenticate how many individuals have been conferred with the honor since the inception of the university. I had to personally seek out individual emeritus professors I know over the years for the simple information on when the title was conferred on them. Similarly, many of the university staff in the relevant offices in other institutions were downright ignorant about what one is requesting for or looking for, and often seek an escape route by asking that you put your request in writing, which if you read, never receives any response. To make matters worse, even the National Universities Commission does not have a single data on the matter at all. You know, I will advise my friend the Vice Chancellor, you should send our own to them to be the first university that will have a record of who professor. Indeed, I believe all such records of Professor Emerita should be compulsory lodged with the NUC at the university granting their own. The difficulty I experience in trying to obtain data from this record is expressed by Professor Emmanuel of the University of Sudan. Here, quote, Patrick, I'm still working on it, but I have no power to order the registrar to send it when it is ready, unless you write directly to her. Indeed, you may wish to do just that. I can then follow up instead of dealing with lesser officers who think they are doing me a favor. It's not easy. It is a shame that the list is not easily available. Everybody seems to be too busy. A similar situation is reported by Professor Nkolika, Ijoma, and Iku. I hope she's here. Nkolika, are you here? Okay. the University of Benin regarding the experience that she encountered with the University of Lagos. I sought her assistance in obtaining the required data from the University of Lagos after my personal efforts since November 18, 2024 yielded me to success. Here, December 2024, I requested for a list of Professor Emeritus from the University of Lagos. Initially, this request was formal and directed to some colleagues, a senior non-academic from the University of Lagos. They reported that they experienced great difficulty in accessing the list with required dates of confinement and defaultment. After further efforts to get the list failed, I was advised to make a formal request to the Senate and ceremonies. At the end of January, I emailed Senate and ceremony with a formal request for the list. I followed up with several calls to the Office of the Registrar, Senate and ceremonies. The responses were discouraging and frustrating to say the least. On the 14th of February, that's Valentine's Day for Harold, I finally received the list of professor emeritus from the Office of the Registrar at UNIBEN. The difficulty encountered in accessing an official list of professor emeritus at the University of Lagos was unexpected. Such official documentation should have been more readily available to an academic staff who needed the information for research purposes. I hope that the requisite officers in charge of such documentation will kindly improve their record keeping in the future. I wish to thank the Office of Registrar for finally providing the necessary data and information. To generate data for this research effort, I had to personally contact emeritus professors, senior academic and non-academic staff in various universities by phone calls, text messages, letters, and institutional-based platform for information. Indeed, apart from extensive review of the few relevant literature on the subject matter, senior and top university administrators in various universities have listed all the universities. We are, I don't want to mention the university to take our time. We are interviewing and consulting. In addition to top officials of the National Universities Commission. Among those consulted were University Vice Chancellor. Thank you, the Vice Chancellor of Delta State University. Is here. He was formerly a professor and dean in the University of Lagos. I had to contact him. Big Ben, I think you know him, Big Ben. So I said, get in touch with your Vice Chancellor to give me this. So, Vice Chancellors, registrars, and the batch of academic and non-academic staff at my local University of Benin level, by and large, in cooperation of the registry staff was not forthcoming. Even though I'm known, or even though I'm notorious, whichever you prefer. The approach of our appeared undoing, and officials in the manner that was both unhelpful and frustrating. Interactions with registry staff across various Nigerian universities have reinforced an impression of nonchalance, tardiness, and inefficiency, which hinders smooth responsiveness, smooth administrative, academic, and administrative processes. A shift towards greater professionalism, responsiveness, and efficiency remains imperative for meaningful and institutional progress. Consequently, I was privileged to see the invaluable opinion of Emeritus Professor R.O. Ilau, who is sitting there. A.G. Onokorai, G.O.K. Audi, who is here, to obtain supplementary information that subsequently became useful and relevant. The anonymous section of this work contains a list, partial list, of individuals nationwide who helped the researcher in his quest to gather data for this item. Shockingly, in carrying out this research, Nigerian universities like the demonstrated the greatest cooperation, enthusiasm, promptness were the University of Ibadan, the University of Patrick, Bayero University, and Nnamdi Azikiwe University. The officials of this institution displayed remarkable professionalism and a deep understanding of the vital role that research plays in scientific advancement, scholarship, knowledge acquisition, and nation building. Conversely, the list of cooperative institutions were the University of Lagos and Obafemi Awolowo University, where officials exhibited hostilities, related responsibilities, and apparent indifference. Notably, universities in northern Nigeria, were more cooperative than their counterparts in South. Overall, data of over 284 emeritus professors spread over many universities in the country were obtained and analyzed. Then, data gathered on emeritus professors in Nigeria cover a period of 45 years, 1980 to 2025. The research focused on approximately 30 institutions, primarily known to welfare research. Notably, some out of the 274 universities in the country in 2014, that is mostly 90%, do not bestow the honor of one serving senior professors. Efforts to obtain information from a few institutions such as the Federal University of Agriculture proved likely unsuccessful. Nonetheless, data collected from other universities yielded over 284 honorees, representing the majority, 95% of the native professors in Nigeria. Despite these minor limitations, the research findings are being considered credible and reliable. It is for these various responsible sources, software on the internet, and content analysis of documents that we have been able to piece together or gather data for this matter. In sum, data was marshaled in an eclectic manner to provide us the most correct, complete, authoritative, comprehensive treatment on the subject matter so far in this country and perhaps globally. So what I did also to continue, I tried to compare two case study, comparing the University of Benin and the University of Port. In addition to other methods used in gathering or collecting material for this work, the idea of case study became necessary here to help provide further in-depth insight and intensive analysis of the emeritus professors both in the University of Benin and the University of Port Harcourt as a way of gaining a deeper and broader understanding and comprehension of the phenomenon in the Nigerian context. The University of Benin was founded in 1970. For the first 36 years of its existence, it did not have any emeritus professor. Records show that Professor N.A. Wang, who was appointed a professor in October 1, 1978 in educational management, was the first to be conferred with the title in 2006, followed by Professor G.b.o on the Department of Technology in 2007 and others. In the 19 years from 2000 to 2005, the University of Benin had a total of 19 emeritus professors, 6 from medicine, 3 from education, 3 from science, 2 from social science, 2 from agriculture, 1 each from arts, foreign languages, engineering, chemical engineering, and minor sciences. For other details on the honorees, some criteria for award, you see tables 1, 2, 3, and 4. Of the 19 emeritus professors from 2006 to 2005, Professor Wang will become Professor Emeritus in 2006, Anyaro in 2007, Anokora in 2010, Ofuegbo and Audu in 2014, Elao in 2016, Ojogo in 2017, Oro in 2018, Osaze and Wanzi and Kenny in 2019. no showed in 2021. 7 persons were conferred with the title in 2024 because of the accumulation of qualified individuals from 2020 to 2024. See table 1. Consequently, from 1972 to 2025, the University of Benin has conferred an average of 1 professor emeritus per every 2 years. Table 1.
Don't finish.
Table 1.
Jesus Christ.
You can look at table 1. Look at it. This is the day of conferment of emeritus professors in the University of Benin. So, table 2. No, let me talk before I go to table. The University of Port Harcourt is one of the second generation institutions created by the federal government in 1975. Almost 50 years since its existence, it has appointed about 10 emeritus professors. E.J. Aloba, history. K.A.R.C. medicine in 2011. N.D. medicine. E.O. Onosike, biochemistry. O.A. Oduka, educational marketing. S.N. Owekulu, etymology. See table 2. Table 2. Emeritus Professor B. Willie Abbey has been the only chemist, has been the only woman. B.A. years of education, J.O. in our own education. We are conferred with the title 2021. The researcher was reportedly informed that although the conferment of the title on Professor Mike Adibo may have been approved by the Public Council of the University, the actual conferment, as we shall see later, has not been done. Consequently, from data available, only a woman has been given the title from 1975 to date at the University of Port Harcourt. On the whole, 3 of the awardees are in education, 2 in medicine, 2 in biochemistry, and 1 each from history, ethnology, and animal science, and possibly sociology, making it an average of 1 every 5 years. Now let us go to table 2. Table 2 lists for Professor Emeritus at the University of Port Harcourt. So let us go to table 3. University of Benin, UNIBEN Emeritus Professor, and date when they became professors. First, it's very important. It's part of the requirement to become emeritus professors. Sometimes you hear, wow, maybe that guy was not qualified. I'm not going to sign another person. But I want you to go to number 10. That is P.E. igbinovia, 1990. You can look at the rest comparatively. Is that okay? So can we go to table 4? So emeritus professors are date when the inaugural lecture was delivered. There are 19 of us. You understand? If you look at 12, I was delivered about 22 years ago with Professor Obi. Okay, let us move on. Photographs. The 10 people you see here are emeritus professors of the University of Port Harcourt. Let us go to program B. University of Benin emeritus professors. You can see all of them, 4 at the front. Second page, you can see the other 4. You can see the other 4. You can see the other 4. You can see yours is a very handsome guy there. So, let us go to last page. We have 3, including my friend here, Jose Rafuna. So, let us go to page 40. You see page 40? Let's go to the next photography. Are you there? See all these individuals that we are seeing. You see, the North has a way of promoting their own people, or like the South. All these people, the man called Waziri listed, wrote a pamphlet or a book, listed 50 professors I didn't want to be criticizing him. But in the 50, there were 36 mistakes. But I want to use this to address it. Of all of this, you understand? There's no professor emeritus except one. You remember this guy, Marushu? Eh? You can see even from the title of this guy, Professor Obakana Mohammed and GBC Central Administration. He has not retired. Has he? Who should? But they published all of them as Professor Emeritus on the University of not University Emeritus. So, data characteristics. As of September 2, 2014, there were 274 universities in Nigeria. 149 private, state 63, federal 62. From the get-go, it can be stated categorically that unlike many of the informed universities in the country, the emeritus professorship status is poorly, almost non-existent in these institutions. They are due to their relatively more institutions or establishments.
Press the microphone on it.
The recent text sent to me by a professor in one of such
Just hold
institutions
no.
mirrors
There's a place
the
there.
situation of private universities. He wrote on November
There's a
7th,
place that you press.
quote,
Just hold it. No, press it for a long
October
while.
24, there was no professor emeritus in our university. Similarly, in a somewhat odd and unusual exception, two retired professors from the University of Benin were made emeritus professor at the Basic Outside University in August 2019 in recognition of their good services to the institution. When typically such awards are given by institutions where the professors last served before their retirement. Similarly, the comparative situation appears to have occurred with respect to Professor Theophilus Olatuji Ulokekulu, who was conferred with the title of Emeritus Professor of Accounting on January 21, 2022 by the Joseph Babalola University, a private university established in 2004, that's 21 years ago, located in Ikeji, Arakechi, Osun State. I went to school in Osun State, so I know the place. Now, even more concerning is that Professor Emeritus chiefs are never conferred in state-owned universities. For example, in the 44 years of existence of Agusali University, Ebon, that's only had one honoree. My brother and friend, Emeritus Professor John Osimeke, who's late now, and the institution's past vice chancellor. Okay? Then, similarly, Delta State University Abraka, in 33 years of its existence, has only 3 emeritus professors. Eric Arubayi, who was our lecturer, senior lecturer here before he met. Eric Arubayi, 2021, Sam Okala, 2021, and Chukwuemeka Uluamaka, 2022. Furthermore, after over 43 years of creation, the Michael Agency University does not have a single emeritus professor. On November 7, 2024, a professor of the institution jokingly wrote to me, quote, as at today, there is none in Michael Agency University. The university is a mere youth compared with UNIBEN and UNIBEN, etc. Similarly, in these 42 years of existence, Lagos State University has conferred the distinguished title of emeritus professor on only 2 universities, Peter A. Okebukola and Martin Amatera. The same situation is also true with most federal universities in Nigeria, with the exception of Nigeria's oldest university, University of Ibadan, University of Nigeria, University of University of Lagos, University of Benin, etc. This university had the bulk of the emeritus professors in Nigeria. Unlike in the relatively new public university. For example, at the Nigerian Army University at g.b.o, a senior academic wrote to me that, quote, my university does not have professor emeritus or emerit. Similarly, as of November 1, 2024, the Vice Chancellor of now National Open University told me that the university, which was founded in 1983 and resuscitated in 2001, only has two emeritus, Professor Emeritus, Professor Godwin Sokulu and Olugo Ijegede, both installed in August 31, 2015. Furthermore, in almost 51 years since its creation, Usman Danfodio University Sokoto has only two such emeritus professors, Tijani Bande and Sani. To underscore the reality of emeritus professors in Nigeria, one of the country's most senior professors in a 33-year-old university wrote to me on November 1, 2024, quote, you know that emeritus professors are chosen by universities based on their contribution to the world and academic community. Professor Onga Eko is the only emeritus professor at the University of Europe. They advertised, and some of us applied, which is no money. The first university in Nigeria is the University of Ibadan, which was founded in 1948. From 1948 to 2015, the following universities in the country have elevated some individuals in the position of professor emeritus. University of Ibadan, 54. Abafemi Awolowo, 30. University of Nigeria, 62. University of Lagos, 31. University of Benin, 19. University of Calabar, 15. 5. University of Ilorin, 10. Bayero University, 6. University of Port 10. University of Maiduguri, 11. Sumadiaforo University, 2. Federal University of Technology, Akure, 6. Lagos State University, 2. Nnamdi Azikiwe University, 17. University of Uyo, 1. Delta State University, 3. Ofu University of Nigeria, 2, among others. CTU, 6. Although Professor Ernest Igbinovia, a very high-powered intellectual anyway, was listed as an emeritus professor at the University of Calabar, there is no publicly available information indicating that he was conferred with the title of the University of Calabar. The title of emeritus, like I said before, is typically awarded in the institution where the professor last served before retirement, which in Professor Emmanuel's case is the University of Michigan, Flint. So I excluded him from that list because I talked to the registrar, I talked to the vice chancellor, what is the date? Please provide me the date. So I excluded many people like that. And it would have been about 300 together in Nigeria. The University of Nigeria was established in 1961. When I talk about the University of Nigeria, I'm talking about Isuka. According to records, the institution began awarding the honor of emeritus professor to each top professors in 2006. Note that date, 2006. From that year until 2005, span of 19 years, the university has conferred the title on a total of 62 individuals, making it the institution that has the highest number of emeritus professors in Nigeria. This averages about 3 a year and constitutes about 22% of all emeritus professors awarded across Nigeria. Notably, in 2018 and 2024 alone, the university conferred the title of 11 and 10 individuals respectively. The apparent inflation of emeritus professorship portfolio plays a significant body on the university and raises concern about its long-term sustainability. Comparing this with the institution of the University of Ibadan, which was established in 1948 and had its first emeritus professors in 1980, we find that the University of Nigeria was founded in 1961, awarded its emeritus professorship in 2006. In just 19 years, the University of Nigeria has conferred a total of 62 emeritus professorships, whereas the University of Ibadan, in 45 years, has conferred only 54. These figures are perhaps relatively astronomical and concerning, particularly when further viewed in comparison with other universities in Nigeria. For example, the University of Benin and the University of Nigeria began conferring the title of Emeritus Professor in 2006. Over 19 years, the University of Nigeria was awarded, like I said before, 62 Emeritus Professors. While during the same period, the University of Benin conferred only 19 Emeritus Professors. Still, with respect to the University of Nigeria, although C.A. Ukom, Engineering and Geology, and S.C. Ube, Urban Regional Planning, are listed in this by the Institute of Emeritus Professor. The actual date of their conferment remain, quote, unknown. That is the letter they wrote to me. This is perhaps likely due to poor recognition in the university, as in the case of most other Nigerian universities, regarding matters related to this career of senior professors. These are normally has not been claimed. What do I mean by claim? I had to call the wife, I had to call the first son when they do a father. They call this. Look at the CV. They gave it to me, so I now claim it myself. The university does not have record. As indicated earlier, have it on good authority that the appointment of Professor Patrick, Professor Regina Guru, economics, and Professor Wilson, the geography of the University of Port as emeritus professor have been approved by the University Government Council, and the conferment will be in 2025. Similarly, in February 2025, the Senate of the University of Ibadan approved the appointment of 9 individuals as emeritus professors, following the institution's last conferment in 2022. The prospective awardees who are awaiting the Government Council approval of appointments along with their respective academic disciplines are listed below. I don't want to go into it to save time. The final confirmation of the appointment is expected to be rectified by the University Government Council. For the current data that is available, setting general factual statements. The first generation universities in Nigeria, University of Ibadan, University of Lagos, University of Benin, University of Sudan, appear to have also produced the highest number of emeritus professors over the years. As to be expected, honorees mostly come from these universities. The University of Nigeria can perhaps boast of the highest number of residents of the world. The University of Ibadan and the University of Lagos, they have also produced the first set of emeritus professors. Professor g.b.o. in 1980, Professor Joseph 1981, Professor g.b.o. in 1985, Professor Yolanda and T.O. Lacey 1984, 86, Babalola 87, Adere Bulu 88, E.A. Uloye and Ade Ajayi 1990, Awe Tamuno and Bamoji in 1994, and Adekola Oladapo Taiwo and Adeshola 1996, University of C.D.O. According to this theory, is the politics of the situation. According to a statement credited to Dr. Bulama Gubio, the secretary of the Bono Elders Forum, Nigeria's first emeritus professor, quoting Professor Umaru Fio, head of quote, passed away at the age of 97 on Monday, October 2, 2023. However, contrary to reports on the internet and in public space, data seem to suggest that Professor V.A. Oyeluga in agriculture, actually in animal science, of the University of Ibadan, was perhaps Nigerian first emeritus professor, 1980, and not Professor Marufio in medicine in the year 2000. So, many professors, especially from the University of Ibadan and University of Lagos, became emeritus professors well before Professor Marufio and others in Nigeria. See table 6. Indeed, a total of 20 individuals from the University of Ibadan, 12 from the University of Ibadan, and 8 from the University of Ibadan. Became the eminent professors in Nigeria before Umaru Shehu of the University of Ibadan in the year 2000. 7 of these earlier experts were even in the field of medicine. In some, Umaru Shehu became emeritus professors with 5 other academics in 2000, year 2000. 2 from the University of Ibadan and 3 from the University of Ibadan, CTOCs. He pursued the same thing, like I said, everybody. He pursued the same thing. Photograph C has captured the list of emeritus professors in Nigeria, captioned by Adamu Isa in 2002. However, of the 6 other Nigerian individuals in the picture, investigation suggests that only one, Professor Umaru Shehu, was an emeritus professor as of May 22, 2000. The top 3 individuals in the photograph. The first, can you bring the photograph back? Photograph C. The first 3 individuals in the photograph are Professor Umaru Shehu, community health. Second, Professor Iya Abubakar, mathematics, Madhula University. Professor Ibrahim Aminu, medicine, University. The individuals on the bottom left of the photograph is Professor Awad Abubakar, pediatric surgeon, University of Madhula, followed by an unidentified woman, and Professor Babaka Mohammed Ahmed, Yobe State University, on the right, page 40 of the reader. Nigerian women are really given the honor. For example, since the establishment of the University of Port Harcourt in 1975, has only produced 1 emeritus professor out of 10 such professors, and given who are named in chemistry, backups. The University of Lagos, in its 63 years of existence, has only 2 out of 30 emeritus professors. Yet today, Miss UNIBEN and g.b.o. The 64 years since the creation of the United States, OAU has only 2 of the 30 emeritus professors who are women, Afonja and Fumi Tokuno Besubisky. All the 5 emeritus professors at the University of Ghana are men. The University of Benin, which was founded in 1997, does not have a single female emeritus professor in 2025. The University of Ibadan, which was created in 1946, has only half of them in Professor Awo 1997 and Grace O. Olani Otila. Data indicates that overall, the majority of recipients of the Emeritus Professorship Award in Nigeria are from sciences, followed by medicine and related fields, the arts, education, engineering, social sciences, agriculture, law, and language science. However, when considering subject matter academic discipline, medicine, particularly obstetrics and gynecology, geography, chemistry, languages, religion, and history are most prominently represented. The Emeritus Professorship honoree in the country from 1980 to 2059. Finally, in addition, the data that was analyzed covered 98 individual academic disciplines and subject areas from Nigerian universities. Furthermore, it appears that there are more emeritus professors in southern universities than in northern universities, with a preponderance in the southwest part of Nigeria. At the ethnic level, data suggest that the Yorubas, followed by the Igbos, the Hausa Fulani, are surprisingly minority nationalities like the Greeks make up the bulk of the honorees of the award in Nigeria. Why go body man? So When you look at them, there are 12 hidden emeritus professors. Not surprisingly, on average, in the Igbo areas of Nigeria, tend to be more generous or liberal in awarding emeritus professors than those in other regions of the country. For example, within, like I've said before, within a span of 19 years, 2006 to 2004, and 13 years, 2012 to 2025, the University of Nigeria, and Nigeria City University are appointed 62 and 17 emeritus professors respectively. Perhaps exceeding the average of most other universities in the country. See table 5. In addition, the attrition rate, that is the death rate, of emeritus in Nigeria is high. Maybe they are not working hard enough. For example, as of February 2025, 11 out of the 31 emeritus professors, 35%, almost 36% professors have passed away at the University of Nigeria. Which one was given the award posthumously motion, that is Professor Ibida Ope. As has been noted, depending on the local university circumstances, there appears to be no uniform standard for the appointment of Professor Emeritus in Nigeria. City of five. For example, where most universities' potential awardees are nominated by their faculties and their colleges through their departments for the position, a few universities prefer to use the most unusual modality to elevate individuals to the position and advertisement. As a professor, like I said before, the University of London, steering in 2024, they advertised some of us apply. Only one person got it. Furthermore, why have one university provide remuneration to their emeritus professors? Most of them are generally silent on the issue. Now, states categorically that this is an honorary position that attracts honorarium equivalent to the basic salary. Bonus 7 okay. Instructing, senior staff book of the University of Benin states that no salary shall be attached to the post of emeritus professor. Why not at the University of Chicago, page 24, in the special senior for the investigation of professors indicated that the honor shall attract no salary. However, in both universities, provisions are made for emeritus professors to be paid a commensurate rate with the salary of part-time lecturers at the University of Benin, page 20. Emeritus professors are entitled to honorary remuneration, page 48 at the University of Chicago. Laudably, I'm reliably informed by a retired professor who has held the title for 25 years that at the University of Maiduguri, they are entitled to full salary equivalent, housing, personnel offices, and general meeting offices, and library access. Now, this related me to table 5. Table 5. You see the table 5. It says the criteria started by the university. I have about 26 with me at home, but I decided to just focus on 3. University of Benin, University of Chicago, and University of Ibadan. The criteria listed here. Let us go to table 6. Table 6, the title here is Rank, Order, and Timeline of Emeritus Professors in Nigeria, 1980 to 2025. What is of interest there is the first 20. The first 20 are the first professor emeritus in Nigeria. If you look at 25, number 25 there, this Professor So we move on. Listen here. All the professors that are in Nigeria, by rank order, the date that they became professor. Are you with me? Seven. Seven. So if you want to know who is the first, you will know that yours sincerely. There's nobody who apologizes in front of me. So it's there, everything is there. So try to hurry up. And if you look at I think it's seven, list for you all the disciplines that are covered. You know, the distribution of major professors in Nigeria, analysis, and academic discipline. First and all, this time is not on my side. I'm just summarizing. Okay. Now, here, I talked in terms of what major professors ought to do, the work that they ought to do, the tasks they ought to do, how they ought to add value to the institutions. But let me talk briefly, if you don't mind. I see 5 minutes, you will not be alive. In a valedictory lecture, I told active laborers, the Kundi, after rest, after work, rest suit. Give me this university in 2019. The author implied, yes, the scholarship has an expiring date. After which the scholar should rest from his labor and enjoy the sweetness of his past endeavor. As I said earlier, about his wrong philosophy for academics and global scholarly enterprise. Why my ask is easy from my country. The opinion of the report was brilliantly misdirected and misleading. In the spirit of academics, an intellectual cannot afford to rest in the literal sense of word. He or she will continue to sharpen his or her perspicacity or perspicaciousness for the benefit of scholarship. To make possible. The central message is this, therefore, a true academic, particularly an emeritus professor, cannot afford to be a designer, cannot afford to be a twat, or someone who shacks or dodges of acquiring and dissipating knowledge, even after retirement from active teaching. This is because professorship or ownership of an academic chair consists of continuous learning. It is not a dead end. So, moving along, I want to conclude now. Let me just conclude by skipping the details. From the data currently available to me at this time, certain categorical, I said categorical, you can't dispute it. I'll be there. One, the first emeritus professor in Nigeria, and the first in the field of agriculture was Professor G.b.o from the University of Ibadan. Second, Professor F.O. Doshi from University of Ibadan, followed by Emeritus Professor G.b.o mathematics and others. Table 6 shows exactly the very first Professor Emeritus in all subjects in the country. For the University of Ibadan, I can point out to some people, but that's not my business. Here and igbinovia. Overall, the findings indicate that, let me just move on and then move on. I also talked about role expectations. What is expected of the professor emeritus? I talked about it in 7 pages. I will leave there and just conclude. A lot of things that we like to summarize their conclusion. From the above, I also made recommendations. From the above evidence, certain conclusions are the conferment of emeritus professor of senior academics in Nigeria by and large have been largely based on merit. Now, demonstrating and giving credence to what is elegantly espoused in Proverbs 22:29. Do you see a man skilled in his work? He will serve before kings. He will not serve before skilled men. Secondly, the honorific title should continue to be reserved or give it to individuals on the basis of proving or demonstrating merit, unblemished character, moral integrity, intellectual desire, academic accomplishment, administrative acumen, and capability, scholarly qualifications, and potential for continuous public utility. Thirdly, the individual so honored with the title should see and act their role as one involving adding value to the university community and culture. They should not serve their time on deadlines or allow themselves to be mere spectators, armchair, or do nothing individuals. Roles should be carved for them, the system that will make them useful to themselves and their constituents. First, the emeritus professor should not be abused, as is often the case in most states in Nigeria, where there's a prevalence of fake professors, fake PhD holders, the unbridled proliferation of totally depressing, unqualified professorship, certificate training and record, and the sale of all types of degree certificates. And even therefore, alleging that the University Company Council now sell vice chancellorship positions. Finally, the executive position of emeritus should not, under such circumstances, be awarded to invalids, individuals who are mentally or physically incapacitated, academic mercenaries, political obstacles, lackeys, henchmen, acolytes, cronies, jobbers, or academic defectors. This esteemed title should be granted strictly based on merit and the availability of vacancy, not as a means to settle or compensate political psychopaths, hypocrites within the university system. Furthermore, it should never be used as a party gift for former or outgoing vice chancellors, as the current trend grotesque, obscene, and ludicrous. But should it be politicized in any form? The title should be honored, merited, and respected. By maintaining the highest standard and full integrity of this prestigious title, we can preserve its history, culture, and tradition and reality. The experience of the former vice chancellor, this is the last 2 minutes I'll take. The experience of the former vice chancellor of the top Nigerian University is instructive here because it depicts, summarizes, and demonstrates this solid situation or scenario. He wrote, I retracted and removed the name of the professor of the university. Quote, the late professor and my humble self, we are confined with the title of emeritus by University during its August 29 convocation. We did not solicit for it. It was purely in recognition of the services we have rendered to the university. It may interest you to know, comrade, and now a comrade, that our late friend, Professor during his time as Vice Chancellor of first put up my name for this honor. But Professor frustrated it because of his own lingering grudge that I did not hearken to his plea to be appointed JVC during my tenure. At the material time, Professor a notable and highly respected son of the South, was already one of the 2 JVCs. Professor succeeded in obstructing the VC's work because the dean of the faculty of at that time, Professor happened to be a personal student. One who was obligated to him in many ways. Many years later, when a new dean came, he approached me with the proposal and very humbly declared, I thank you very warmly for your decision to include me to include Professor and myself in your coalition. I know that you have always stood for rectitude and probity. Please continue to do so. Kudos. Now, she will not less from this. The Bible verse that was referred to earlier speaks to the importance of diligence, hard work, honesty, and perseverance. In all aspects of life, including academics and scholarship, the crowning honor or glory of being an emeritus professor shows that indeed enter is the end of the thing and its beginning. In sum, as the proverbial saying goes, all is well that ends well. Indeed, if the outcome of a situation is happy, this compensates for any previous difficulty or pleasantness. By His grace, God has redeemed us. The last is finished. All is done.
Please stand to appreciate his